Hi, I'm Heather, and welcome to the Feet of Jesus, where we are going to go all the way through the Bible. And right now, we're working with this workbook in the book of Luke. If you have not purchased this workbook yet, that's okay. You don't have to, but we would love you to. It makes this study so rich. And so the link is in the description, and we will put it again today. So I want you to know that I have made a commitment to film each one of these at a different location. And so today we are in a super cool location. Look at that scenery. Isn't it awesome? It's in the foothills of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and frankly, it's right behind my house. So when I have had times that I just needed to get together with Jesus, this is where I come. When I am in immense excitement, I come here. Amazing. I love it. So ladies, you get to be a part of that, and gentlemen, you get to be a part of that today. We are in Luke 1 and 2 today. And there have been, through this workbook, there have been some verses we have specifically studied. And I'm going to go through some of those and give you a little of my insight. And I would really love for you to tell us your insight as well after you watch this video. So the very first one we are going to look at is Luke 1:38. This is Luke 1:38 in the ESV translation. And Mary said, "Behold, I am the servant of the Lord. Let it be to me according to your word." And the angel departed from her. Do you hear that thunder? Isn't that beautiful? So I love how Mary, without worry, without question, said yes. I think of so many times with so many of my decisions, I say, yeah, but I'm watching my pennies right now. Or, yeah, but I'm not sure that that's convenient for me. I'm not sure I actually use those words with Jesus, but in essence, I say that a lot to him. I was reading this verse over again this morning to prepare to talk to you. And I heard Jesus whisper in my ear. So I have been invited to speak to a group of women in Thailand. And I've been saying to my heavenly daddy, I'm not sure about the financial issues with that, because I do need to contribute a little bit to the ministry that I'm going to help in order to do this. And then, I'm not sure it's real convenient for me. I was studying this verse with Mary, who said, "Behold, I am the servant of the Lord. Let it be to me according to your word." The Holy Spirit tapped me on the shoulder this morning, and he said, "Heather, are you my servant?" Well, of course I am. I love that. It's my greatest joy in life. He said, "Then why aren't you saying yes to Thailand?" And I went, "You're right. Okay." And I've contacted the organization and I've said yes to Thailand. So I'm excited about that, and that's awesome. So, what are you not saying yes to? What might be a financial constraint? What might not be convenient? I would really love for you to think about that and think through that, and allow me to pray for you with your decisions. Comment them, let me know. We would love for you to discuss that with us. And by us, I'm going to take a half a second to do a shout out to my cameraman and editor. Say hi.
Hello.
My handy dandy son and editor and YouTube expert. So let's go on to the next verse. And by the way, I'm not going to do all the verses, but these are the ones that really struck me through our study this week. The second one is Luke 1, verse 79. To give light to those who sit in darkness and in the shadow of death, to guide our feet in the way of peace. Wow. Obviously, when you do the whole reading, because I had you read a lot more than just the study verse, when you read more of that verse, you understand that they're talking about Jesus. And to sit in darkness really stood out to me. You know, people who don't know him are sitting in darkness. He guides all of us to peace, doesn't he? So I said this to a wonderful, wonderful group of women last night. Who out of your loved ones are sitting in darkness? Who out of your close friends are sitting in darkness right now? I will admit something to you. I've had loved ones that I prayed for years and finally decided, it's not working, and I gave up on it, and I started praying for other people. And then again, Holy Spirit, Heather, that is not my will. So a couple years ago, both of the people that I had given up on became Christians after I started praying for them again. And you know what? Our gracious Heavenly Dad, did he need me to pray for these people in order for these people to find him? Absolutely not. But he gave me the gift to know that I had, to know that I had not given up, and to allow me the grace and the gift of being a part of that. So, my assignment to you with this verse is, who have you given up on? Today, right now, pause this video, because I know you can. Pause it and pray for them right now. Okay, you've paused it, now you're back. Yay! I'm so excited that you prayed for someone. Keep praying for them and know that God is going to use that prayer powerfully. I absolutely love it. So let's go to the next verse. Okay, so this is Luke. The reading was Luke 2, 1 through 20. The study verse was Luke 2:19. I'm going to read that. But Mary treasured up all these things, pondering them in her heart. Folks, I tell you what, I have some awesome memories in my heart. That cameraman that said hi earlier, one of my very first memories of him is when he was old enough to start eating solid food, and I thought, you know, I wonder if he would like ketchup. So he was sitting in a high chair, and I can't remember what he was eating with the ketchup. It may have been little pieces of French fry. And I just put some ketchup on a plate and put it on his little high chair. And I went to get a cup to fill it with milk for him. And by the time I got back, his whole face, his hands up to his elbows were all covered with one little dab of ketchup. It was incredible. And that is one of my most precious memories of my son. And that memory has gotten me through some difficult times. It's gotten me through times where he was lying in a hospital bed. It got me through times when he was really sad for other things that had happened in his life. One of my most treasured memories of my daughter was when I had had a hard week, and we were sitting at a local restaurant, the Cooperage, and I'd had a hard week, and this was Friday, and that day had even gone poorly. And my husband said, you know what? Knowing that I had had such a difficult week, we're gonna go and we're gonna have dinner out, and we're gonna make a fun night of it. My husband always tries to make me happy and tries to improve my life. I love him for that. Thank you, Alan. Wow. So anyway, we were at the Cooperage, and my husband said, I have an idea. Why don't we play charades? Now you have to understand the age of the kids. My daughter was 12, which makes my son about 9. And so we were sitting in a steak place. Now it's not the nicest, I mean there are fancier steak places, but it's an awesome old steakhouse in Albuquerque that anybody that's listening to this from Albuquerque, they know the Cooperage. It's one of those restaurants. And so we were sitting there in the Cooperage playing charades. My daughter said, oh, I'll go first. At the age of 12, you do have to realize kids are starting to have their little pride, and that's when the boys stop kissing their moms a lot of times and in public. And it's just that time where they're starting to become little teenagers. And so my daughter did this. She put her hands in a prayer position. She rose them above her head, and she did this. I still can picture that child in the middle of the Cooperage. You might be noticing that the camera's shaking because the cameraman is laughing behind you. Oh, I started laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. Mackenzie started laughing. Colin, my husband Alan, we were all laughing. People around us were laughing. It was the greatest moment. To this day, I have an amazingly gorgeous daughter that is almost 24 years old, living in Dallas, and when I've had a bad day, she still pulls out the salt shaker. So anyway, those are my memories that I have locked away in my heart, and I pull them out when I need them. I pull out that salt shaker anytime I've had a bad day. So the assignment that goes with this, what are your memories that you have locked away in your heart that you just need to write down and pull to the forefront? I know you have some. Work on those. So folks, the last verse we're going to look at it was the same reading. It was Luke 2, 1 through 20. But the study verse was the next verse from 19 to 20. I'm going to read it for you. And the shepherds returning, glorifying and praising God for all that they had heard and seen, as it had been told to them. You know, I love looking up words in its original language. So anything, you may know this, but anything in the Old Testament was originally written in Hebrew. Anything in the New Testament was originally written in Greek. So I looked up the word glorifying in the Greek. You know what it means? It means celebrate. I love that visual. You know, I feel like I glorify God, or try to glorify God with my whole being, with my life, and with what I do. I'm sure I disappointed. I am totally, I can't imagine the number of times I've sinned today. I am a sinner. But when you talk about glorifying, meaning celebrate, how many times do I celebrate the Lord? You know, when you look up the word in its original language, sometimes you get a little nuance, just a little idea of what that means. Glorifying means celebrating. Oh, friends, I want to celebrate God. Colin, would you pan this a little bit more? Show people what we get to celebrate here in Albuquerque on a daily basis. Folks, I know you God's creation that you get to celebrate. There are people that are going to watch this video in Ocean City, Maryland, and they get to have beautiful ocean to celebrate. I have a friend in Russia that's going to look at this, and she has beautiful scenery in her town. I would love for her to show us what she gets to celebrate. I have friends in Colorado that are going to be able to show us not beautiful brown mountains, but probably beautiful green mountains. So Lord, ladies and gentlemen, let's celebrate the Lord today. Let's celebrate the Lord every day this week. So, this week we're going to do the next few lessons. And I can't wait to do them with you. So, we are going to do through Luke 4. So, next week, we're going to do Luke 3 and 4. And I can't wait to do it with you and bring my insight, give you a little extra homework like I did today. I hope you don't mind. So a little shout out to the ladies that I met last night at Sandia Presbyterian Church here in Albuquerque. I loved last night. Talk about celebrating Jesus. I think we did that last night, didn't we? That was so much fun. And the Joyful Noise Choir was amazing. So I really had fun with it. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for being part of this. So I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love for you to comment below, and I would love for you to like. You know, if you liked this video, please like it. Please tell your friends about this. We're going to have fun with this. This is always going to be a celebration. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell them to like it. And you know, at the end of the day, every day, this is what I'm always going to say. Put your worries, lock them up, and put them at the feet of Jesus. Because you know what? God's got this. So, I love you. Until next time.